Hello, this is a video to show how to modify an original OEM Western & Fisher pad to fit one of my replacement boards. These boards are custom built and they replace the old style originals, which have the lights on the left side, not the top lights. It's just two different years brands, one's green, one's blue, Western Fisher. And the difference between theirs and mine, number one, is if you look, I have actual switches on mine which sit up higher instead of carbon contacts because the carbon fails. And these switches are actually also waterproof, so if the pad would go bad, they're still pretty well protected. Another thing different on mine is I have internal fuses, one on the motor, nope, that's the motor, and one on the general power coming in. And instead of using relays that have moving parts in them, these are solid state transistors which do the switching. Anyway, that aside, this is a pad that's been modified. If you don't modify it, it's going to sit up too high and it's going to make the buttons touch early. So what we want to do is we want to make it look like from this, which has the little pads, and we want to take them out so they're gone basically. Alright, on the power button, there's a couple ways to do it. One is a blunt nose, straight nose clipper, nail clipper. You can get it that way. Shove it all the way down, push the button up out as far as you can. Just shove the critter all the way down and clip it off. That's the easiest way to get rid of that one. As far as the other ones, I use a number 17 X-Acto blade, which is a chisel blade. If you're using that, you'll see there's a beveled edge right here and a flat edge at the top. Put the beveled edge down, and you want to cut these out from the outside to the center. Don't go past the center because this will save you from accidentally tearing the membrane on the side. Just work your way around, go about halfway down, and ta-da, it's gone. You want to be flush or a little bit in. If you put the blade the other way around, it'll dig too deep, or it'll tend to want to go naturally deep. That's why I said put the bevel down. You can do it with a straight blade, regular X-Acto. I said you just got to make sure it's all the way up and try to just work your way around. Just stay flat. Make sure that blade doesn't slip and get your outer edges. Just like that. I said if you don't get it the first time, just give it another little touch. If you use a nice good blade, it doesn't have to be perfect but clean, but it needs to be flush or at least down, because here's what happens if you don't. I don't know if you'll see it in the camera, but if you look, you'll see they're bulging up a little bit. And it makes them real sensitive, and they rock. They actually bulge up instead of stay flat. So it's a little too high, and you can see it's lifting it off the board a little bit. So that's why they need to be trimmed off. So you want to trim them so they're all flat or a little bit up, and they'll fit in nice. Now if you have, again, this is for the ones with the lights on the left. Top light ones, this won't fit because the holes on these pads are different. On the top lights, here's an example of one of the top lights I made, but the lights are on top. This board won't replace the old top light ones. So if you have an old top light, you want to change it over, you're gonna have to ask me for a pad, and I make them from scratch. There's an example of one. And they already have they're already flattened out. Actually, they're divoted in a little bit. I'm trying to see if I have one handy. Oh, here's a dark blue. Nope, that one's not it. But anyway, when I cast them, they're already divoted out, so they don't have to be cut. They're ready to go. Okay, if you have any questions, give me a shout. Here's the email. Alright, have a good day.